Hello to my Taurians. This is Queen Amun Ra coming to you with your general reading. All right, Taurus, let's get it. Let's see what is going on in these spiritual streets here for you all. High vibrating Taurus is reliable, patient, sensual, but a low vibrating Taurus is stubborn, possessive, and resistant to change. All right, Taurus, let's go. Let's get into it. Let's get into it, Taurus. Let's go. See what's going on in your cards. Let's set the tone here. There is greatness inside of me. All right. Let's go. What is the current situation, source, for my Taurians? What is the current situation for my Taurians? All right. Something was fated to happen. Something was fated to happen. All right. What is the current situation for my Taurus? What is the current situation for my Taurians? This reading is for August 20th through the 27th of August, which pushes us past well into, or like it pushes us into the new moon that we're going to have in Virgo coming up very soon. Current situation, something has come to an end. Something very toxic and unhealthy has come to an end. Has come to an end, right? And so keep your head up. Something very toxic and unhealthy. Some kind of chain has been broken. So, yeah. The scales from people's eyes are being removed now. You're starting to wake up to something. What is a blockage? You're tapping into your strength. You're tapping into your strength. Something possibly with someone who has a Leo moon. You are waking up. The scales from your eyes have been removed. Right? You've had some kind of a spiritual awakening or a Kundalini experience. But nevertheless, you've had an awakening. Right? Something very unhealthy and very wounded is happening where somebody's been lurking and waiting, a very predatory spirit here. All right. What about the distant past? Someone is very well aware, someone who is very smart, and someone who is no joke, an air sign. Someone who is no joke. Someone is very, very well aware of who exactly has been lurking, and they have pictures. They have pictures. Da 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 da. Distant past. What about the recent past? Yep. Yeah, somebody is also psychic energy too. Somebody is now aware of who is trying to stop something. So somebody trying to stop, like who's sitting around that table. Yeah, somebody's very aware of who is sitting around a table. Who is connected to whom. Yep, who's connected. Water is shaped and guided by the earth that holds and surrounds it. You all may have heard me say that before. But there's greatness inside of you, and Source is saying to you that you had some kind of a feeling about something because you have psychic gifts yourself. And Sources say once the scales from your eyes are removed and you're starting to say, okay, I had a feeling about something. I wasn't really sure. Sometimes it's about connecting with other people who know that there's greatness inside of them. Like I said before, you all are courageous, you're reliable, you're patient, you're sensual, but other people remember you are ruled second house, right? Excuse me. And so second house is about not just material possessions, but it's about knowing your self-worth. So when you're dealing with people who know their self-worth, they are just as patient, right? They'll sit back and wait, but they will provide the physical evidence. They'll provide some kind of proof of something. And somebody came up against somebody who's incredibly smart, who has gone through rebirths. But these butterflies here, rebirths. That's what the butterflies symbolize. Somebody has gone through some rebirths, and they just sitting and waiting because somebody has a lot of psychic gifts. A lot of psychic gifts. So somebody's north node could be in Pisces. Somebody's north node could be in Pisces. And that could be what you have in common with someone as your psychic gifts. So psychic gifts could be like having a knowing, You could be a seer, right? SEER. You could see things that other people don't see. You could just know things that other people don't know. You could just taste things. You can have a feeling about things and just not know why you feel certain things. Something about your gifts. Again, there's greatness inside of you. Until you're patient enough to see things, you go, okay. I had a feeling about such and such, but I wasn't really sure about such and such and such and such. Now I know something has been provided, right? What about your strengths, right? You're going to be working on yourselves. You're going to be working on yourself because now that somebody has seen something, you're going to be working on yourself. This is you working on yourself. Either you've heard something or you've seen something. You're going to be working on yourself because getting other people to do their dirty work, you're like, nope, I'm just going to work on me. This is the Knight of Pentacles. You are going to work on you. You're going to work on you. You're going to work on your spiritual gifts. Yep. So remember, water is shaped and guided by the earth that holds and surrounds it. Like I said, and I got to say it again. And so you're around some people who have been in survival mode, right? And you see these two women here. You could be around the LGBTQIA plus community who has been in survival mode since they were kids. And being around those types of people, they have to be around, like they have to have their spidey senses up all the time. Like who is putting them in survival mode? Who is always waiting to just kind of sort of launch at something? Like who's gonna put them in danger? Who has their back and who doesn't have their back? So there's a lot of reliance on God, like really God, the Lion of Judah. People who always, they have to be smart, like always have to just be aware of your surroundings. And so somebody who is very sneaky, who thought they were going to show themselves as a hidden enemy, they got captured on film. So you're learning how to work on yourself. You're learning how to not just be like, I got to see something to believe it. I'm going to start working on my gifts, is what somebody's now starting to say. I'm working on my gifts. I'm starting to work on my gifts. I'm starting to pay more attention. And that is you really pouring into yourselves more. Because again, the polarity of that is like, okay, I'm no longer jumping to conclusions about stuff, about anybody. I'm not being impulsive. I'm not going to assume anything about anybody. With careful prayer and meditation, I'm going to ask God for clear water, clarity. Because with Source is trying to bring more money into your life and love into someone's life. And so Source said, you can't bypass everything else prior to that. Like you're starting at 7 here now that something is closed out. You can't start at number 7. You're going to have to start at Ace of Cups, very beginning. But before that, you got to start at the root of something. You got to start at the root of something because somebody puts people in survival mode. So somebody telling you that they keeping you in the loop about something, and you're saying somebody doing some dirty work, and somebody capture that on, and they take right back. It'll trace it right back to you. So again, when you're saying there's greatness inside of you, so it's like it's time to depend on your gifts. It's time to depend on your spiritual gifts, right? So this is your strength, is that you're a hard-working person. You're just going to start working on your own gifts. You're going to start working on your gifts. Start working on your gifts. What about the near future? Yeah. Financial independence. Somebody has a lot of spiritual gifts. When I tell you that somebody has a lot of spiritual gifts, it's going to bring you financial independence. I figure if somebody felt like if they really mastered something, this is a Knight of Pentacles and 9 of Pentacles, somebody is now about to go behind closed doors and really start to master their spiritual gifts, their psychic gifts. Somebody's about to really go behind closed doors now and say, okay, it's time to master. There's no way in the world I got all these psychic gifts that my ancestors passed down to me, and I'm not going to master these. Like, what have I been sitting on? For real, what have I been sitting on all this time? And I'm not going to master this? Like, what the heck? I've been sitting around the wrong people. So yeah, you're about to start sitting around some other stuff. So once this ends here, where you're around people that's sneakily doing stuff behind your back, and it could cause you an end, you go say, no, I'm cutting these energies out because they can cause you an end. You're like, nah, they're gonna mess up your whole everything. So you're about to master something on your own. But to master something on your own. The Seven of Cups connects us with Scorpio. Strength card obviously connects us with Leo. But somebody was doing somebody's dirty work. Somebody has a moon in Leo, doing dirty work to try to end someone's psychic gifts. In other words, basically like try to make somebody look like they were crazy, like they were imagining something until somebody saw something in the physical realm, possibly on social media, since that seems to be the largest platform, right? So here we have influences on you. What about the influences on you? I mean, besides ancestors, which is a very powerful influence. So influences on you is like something got you focused real fast. Something got you focused lightning speed fast, right? So now you're saying, I'm no longer going to align myself with the dark side of 8, which are energies who succumb to passive and powerless behavior, or energies who are egotistical, materialistic, and forceful. Something got me focused. I was bugged forward. Like, okay, I'm focused. I'm focused, man. Like, for real. 8 of Wands. I'm focused real fast. Right? What about the external and environmental influences source? What about the environmental influences and external influences for my Taurus? Yeah. Somebody's trying to take a leap of faith. Somebody may be talking to somebody, like kind of, taking a leap of faith, to just get focused. Somebody may be now saying, okay, because 3 of Wands is 3. 3 is an inspired action. Like, okay, you may be thinking about, okay, going across a body of water, talking to people directly. Like, okay, maybe I need to talk directly so I can get focused. Yeah, so I can get focused. Because sometimes with the 3 of Wands, it could appear that people are talking about people behind their backs when that may not be the case at all. Again, when you hear your zodiac sign, if you know that you are a high vibrating Taurus, anything you hear low about a Taurus, if you connect with low vibrating Taurus character traits or whatever, that's the frequency that you're on. It could be the people that you're around, right? But somebody was waiting in the wings, waiting to just launch and do something, right? Right, so the sun fell on top of the Page of Swords here. So somebody is going to successfully be able to stop walking on eggshells from now on. Somebody's going to be successfully able to stop walking on eggshells. Somebody's son, or because something has now come to light. So either somebody's son or somebody who's like the sun in your life, now that something has come to light. Yeah. Some people don't like sneaky behavior, because that is sneaky behavior, to get people to do dirty work. Somebody's going to feel like a whole new lease on life. A conversation should have happened a long time ago so people can stay focused. Should have happened a long time ago. But if somebody got to put something on social media, got to put something on the internet, or got to put something on some kind of large platform, like, put up a big PowerPoint presentation in an office, or they got to put something out there, whether like if it's in the workplace, before somebody finally opens up their mouth, before somebody finally gets some fire up under them quick. Something's very wrong with that. Very wrong. But something got somebody real focused real fast. Put yourselves first. Somebody is a Cambian spirit and offspring from between an incubus, succubus, and a human parent. In other words, somebody is connected to an energy that could be bisexual. I don't know who you are, but somebody could be just as sexually attracted to somebody as you are. And the energy is, what a way to find out, for real. What a way to find out. But you'll be leaving some energies behind. What a way to find out. Whether it's a man or woman, but what a way to find out. Somebody put up a PowerPoint presentation at work. You could be dating somebody at work, and somebody had to put up a presentation before everybody, like, oh my God, what the heck? Angel Gabriel, the messenger of God, is with you, but back straight, walk away. I see you being booked and busy and not burdened at all. Ask source for clarity. Is you versus you. Somebody has always seen you as competition from day one. So it's almost like being in a relationship with a person that says, I could take your person away from you. What the heck kind of relationship is that? Don't cast your pearls before swine. You have the gift of claircognizance. This is psychic knowledge about other people. But pray and meditate. Don't give yourselves a headache over something, but the new one is extra special. Third eye chakra cleanse. Let go and let God. Trust your first mind. All that stuff sounds fun when you're talking about, okay, somebody is open to this and open to that until you see another side of people when they like, oh, I can take that person away from you. And now it's just like one of your male friends or female friends, basically. Now then you see the competition. Then you see it's like, what? You didn't sign up for that. You didn't agree to that. Divine love. Divine love. So when you offer everything to the divine with detachment, you begin a love affair with spirit. So take only what resonates with you. If it doesn't resonate, it doesn't resonate. But yeah, somebody has a very divisive spirit. So if not only were they competing with you, they were competing with your kids. They compete with their kids. They compete with literally everything in your life, and somebody could not see it because all somebody saw was sex. All they saw was money. All they saw was that's all they saw. But the scales from your eyes had to be removed when something else came out. Somebody still didn't believe something until they saw it. Yeah, grieving. That's what grief can do. Somebody could have been grieving something and didn't even realize they were still grieving. And somebody took a stone cold advantage of a grieving situation. But that's what I keep saying in my readings. I'm like, something could sneak up on a person. If it was a snake, like I said, a snake, it would have bit you. I mean, and if something was right in somebody's face, wearing a mask, right in somebody's face, wearing a mask. That's why I talk about finding out what your moon sign is so much, so you can pour into yourself in very healthy ways so that somebody can't just entice you with sex. They can't just entice you with alcohol. They can't just entice you with smoking. That's when you say, I'm so filled with I'm so filled with healthy water and spiritually, that I'm so tapped in from the living water who is source that nothing's getting past me. Nothing's getting past me. I'm so tapped in. Yeah, solitude. Yeah, that's it right here. Somebody's going into solitude. Somebody's creating time to fill themselves up with the living water. Because every time the moon moves through Taurus, that's where it affects your throat chakra. That's where it affects your thyroid gland. But that's when you're like, okay, I need to speak to God. Like, I need to fill myself up with God. This is going to be my sword right here is the word of God. I need to fill up with that. There's something I'm not seeing. And the person will come in and they will find out what's hidden in the Seven of Cups is the devil, right? And we know that the devil comes in. The devil comes in to steal, kill, and destroy, right? But that's the spirit of the devil. But the other side of this, because when I'm reading cards, I'm teaching duality. Other side of the snake is divine feminine energy. So if somebody feels like you're devoid of divine feminine energy in your life, like you may need feminine, you may feel like you need feminine energy, but somebody feel like you're devoid of divine feminine energy. You and somebody else, they're gonna come in and find out what your demons are. So if your demons are money, if that's your temptation, guess what? They gonna by any means necessary go out and feel like, okay, well, I got more money than so and so. If it is love, they gonna sex you up. They got everything you want in the bedroom, outside the bedroom, on top of this and that. And Source is saying, but Source is like, no, you learning how to tap into the living water, because they had that same spirit for whomever else that you could have said something to. Somebody says, nah, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Yeah. Somebody that people want to deem as a fool. People not a fool, but they was waiting and they were ready. Trust and believe they was ready. So that is what I have for you all. Time to wake up. Time to wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Wake up and make a decision. Wake up. People got just as much patience as you do. They said they were sitting back just waiting. Number 12, I'm a visionary. Creativity is a driving force in your life. Your imagination is rich and you are able to express your feelings and insights in unique ways that others can benefit from. That's what I have for you. 1 and 2 is 3. 3 means that you're now starting to open up your mouth and talk. Somebody is starting to open up their mouth and talk and realize that there's greatness inside of them. You don't want to be around people who see you as opposition from the very beginning. You don't want to be in a relationship. I don't care how great the sex is. You want to be around somebody who sees you as opposition from the beginning. I guarantee you, anybody that they see is a threat to the relationship, their only goal is to take that energy away from you. They try to take out the competition. And if that means sleeping with somebody that they feel like I'm going to take out the competition to get you refocused, that's exactly what they'll do. Somebody need to wake up. That's what I have for you. Hopefully this is helpful. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.